And welcome back. We've got another thrilling episode of The Test. Once again, in case you somehow missed the first two, we're just answering a bunch of questions about ourselves, about myself, if you want to, follow along. Get to know my deepest thoughts. So far, not darkest thoughts. But so far, deep thoughts. Like this one, do you fear death? I will say I don't fear death itself, because really it's just a transfer of state of being. Like once you're dead, as far as I know, you don't really feel anything after. Of course, we have nobody to confirm this. This is an entirely faith-based argument, you could almost say, since we don't know what happens after death. But if I had to imagine, you might not feel anything too painful. At least that's what I think. At the very least, you shouldn't feel anything, like, at all. Like, nothing physical. Not in this world, at least. So I don't fear the crossing over, but I do fear getting murdered. If I'm going to die, I'd rather it be peacefully. I do not wish for a sudden death via stabbing or gunshot or strangulation or anything like that. But for death itself, I wouldn't say I'm exactly running into it. I wouldn't say I'm going to go chase after death. But if something terrible did happen to me, you would just have to learn to accept it like everything else. Or I guess I would also have to learn that the end will eventually come. So I don't necessarily fear death, but I do fear not getting to make something of myself in life. That's where I stand on it, at least. So, in a way, does that translate to being afraid of death? By proxy of wanting to do something before I go. And having that urge to do something. I guess really it's I think it's almost two different things. Like wanting to stay around long enough to make something of yourself, and that necessarily meaning that you don't want to go to I don't know if that translates to death. I feel like I'm really mincing words here. But I don't fear death itself, no. I do fear the way that my life ends. I don't fear the crossing over. I do care about when and why and how, but death itself, I would say no to that one. Which I don't know if the when, why, and how qualify as being afraid of death, if I am afraid of all those. Or if I am concerned, at least, but death itself, I suppose not. Not really. It's just something we have to accept. Would I accept it if it happened to me? No. Would I accept that the circumstances leading to my death? Would I accept the circumstances leading to my death? Probably not, but if I am going out, what am I to do, really? So, not right now. I guess also, one more thing. The death of others. That does make me a little afraid. I can't deny that I don't want to see my friends or family go. So I do fear their deaths. So does that mean that I fear death in total? Can I like get a third option, please? Can I click on any of these? Also, who are you? Why are you talking to me with an Eggman hat? Anyways, maybe there's just too many factors playing into this that indicate that I do fear death. Even if I don't necessarily fear my own passing, I am concerned about a lot of the details surrounding it, even if my own death is not consequential to me. So perhaps I do fear death. Just a little. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? I mean, there are some rather attractive people in the world. If we're gonna start there. On like a physical level, then sure. You could call it an attraction. Being able to appreciate somebody's beauty, as it were. But emotionally, no. even like people in my own life, no, not really. Not that I know of. I'm trying to think of like anybody, any classmates, former classmates I may have had a crush on. Emotionally, no. I don't know where those people went, where they're at in life now. Yeah, it's kind of weird to say one way or the other here, because there is a physical attraction to those I would consider attractive, and somebody that I don't know, like, you know, name a celebrity here, but emotionally it's void. For now anyways. I really have to get to know you to get emotionally invested in you, you know? So are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? And this is going to come down to whether or not I value physical attraction to emotional attraction, or mental attraction, if you want to call it that. But I would say I really got to think with my heart, or think with my, you know, think with this head, not the other. I think I should let my emotions, you know, take the wheel on this one and say no. I am, or at least make that, you know, the driving factor more so than the physical attraction. So technically, yes, I am physically attracted to people I find attractive, and I think that's natural for me to feel, even if not everybody. Well, I mean, there's some, I know there's some people that don't fall into that sort of camp, but for me personally, and for those that are like me, I think feeling physical attractions to people that you are in a relationship are like, that's a natural thing, right? I mean, how else are you supposed to get into a romance anyways if you're not interested in somebody you're not currently in a relationship with? And I would have to assume that this person is also not in a relationship. Don't go doing any funky things, please. But yeah, overall, no. Did you answer that last question with 100% honesty? Look, game, you forced me into a false binary almost. I would have to say no, just on the basis that there's two different types of attractions. Man, this is some bull. They really forced my hand on this one, Because I can't just say yes flagrantly. I am forced to say no on this one because there's a physical attraction to people I don't know, but also I'm not emotionally attracted, and I said that I would, I value emotions, or the emotional attraction, more than the physical attraction, even if the attraction's still there. Maybe I should have just said yes. I almost want to go back and just answer yes, but I guess I will say no, because technically I didn't. Are you alone? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. There's someone watching you. Would you believe me? I mean, God could be watching me if I would. He's watching all of us, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't believe you, no. If you wondered who I am, yes. Have you had any shivers at any point during this session? Yes. The last question. God, do you feel like you're being watched? God, you really want me to feel like I'm being watched, huh? But I will say, I'm always paranoid about... One of my biggest fears, I'll go ahead and say it right now, is the feeling of someone watching me. So, I do sometimes feel like I'm being watched. But I don't... It does say feel like. I don't think I am. I've just... Calm down. Alright? Let's take a deep breath and just say, no, I do not feel like I'm being watched. I know I have considered quitting this session. Do you drink water every day? Yes. Do you eat at least once per day every day? Yes. Do you realize there's a high probability that you've missed a plethora of hidden messages so far? Yes. Are you wondering what they are? Yeah, in a morbidly curious way. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? I would definitely search. It might tug at me a little bit. Is your favorite number 7? No, it's 4. Life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? No, we'll be dead way longer. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? They're both a fruit. You can definitely compare them. Venus is sometimes... Actually, wait, did I just agree? Fuck, I didn't mean to agree. Damn it. I think I said yes to the wrong thing. Damn it. Fuck. Go back and rewind that. I would say no. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? I did not. Assuming that's true. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? I'm trying to be as open-minded as I can be about this. I'm trying to think of the worst possible thing a human being could do. And, quite frankly, the answer is no. You can do anything you put your mind to. You cannot break the laws of physics. So no, I don't agree. Obedience is more important than freedom. Do you agree? Ideally, no. I would not agree with that. I do think some people need to learn, need to, what's the word? This is kind of tricky. Is freedom more important than obedience? I do think there are some terrible people in this world that should not be granted power. Like, they should not have freedoms if they've done terrible things. I guess that's a consequentialist way of looking at it, but it does start to be that slippery slope of, well, how do you determine that? And what would you do to fight their freedom? But I don't know which would be more important. I'll be honest. Obedience or freedom? It would depend on what the situations are, wouldn't it? Shit. Obedience is more important than freedom. Is that true? Should we just be free from obedience? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. I would really have to think long and hard about it. God, why is this setting so uncomfortable? Obedience is more important than freedom. Do you agree? I think the freedom of mind... I think your freedom needs to be limited, but it shouldn't be limited by obedience. Maybe. Possibly. I feel like if there was a different word, like say, like law and order, it's more important than personal freedom or whatever. I don't know. It might be a little easier. I'm not saying it would be. But obedience is more important than freedom. There's a reason why they use obedience. So it means you're subservient almost. And I don't like either state in its purest form, you know? Because if we had the freedom to do whatever we wanted, it leads to some bad stuff, I would think. It can lead to a lot of good, just as obedience. You know, if you obey a teacher, you can learn a lot of things. Obey your parents. If they're wise, you learn a lot of things. So, which is more important, obedience or freedom? And I can't really... This also goes back to the whole equality thing, like who gets to be free and who gets to be obedient. What are we being obedient to? Each other? If we were obedient to each other, I guess in a way that could make sense. Almost. I'm really frazzled right now. I don't know how well I could think seeing this. But I do want to get through this as quick as possible, I'll be honest. Obedience is more important than freedom. Do I agree? I think in order to have freedom, you have to... Well, oh my god, where am I even going? Where's my mind wandering to? Like, the problem with obedience is what are we obeying? What sort of code are we having to follow here? Who is determined? Because whoever has determined the code of obedience has the freedom to enforce it, right? So in a way, perhaps freedom supersedes that obedience. So I would say on that sort of argument, I would say no. Okay. Why is this not working? Oh, please. Oh. Please. Oh my god. Why is this not working? I just want to answer the question. Maybe this is broken. Anyways, I guess this is just broken. I guess. It's not recording my answer. Did I spend too long on it? Hello? Hello? Okay. Yeah, I think the game has broken down. So, next time on Hooky Hour, I guess I will not be completing this survey. I think we're done here. I can't do this. I don't know if I can. Especially since the game bugged out, I don't want to answer all the questions again. Maybe if I... Oh, God. Yeah, no, that didn't help. I tried maximizing it, but... Alright, well, next time on Hooky Hour. I'll see you then. Bye.